Hey, this is Joel Lyons with Lyons Enterprises LLC, Dakota Trapping Supplies. I don't know if any of you are familiar with my company. I've been around for a few years already. I've been doing business previously just as Lyons Enterprises, but now I'm actually doing business as Dakota Trapping Supplies, just so that I'm a little bit more of a visible name to the trappers and whatnot. If you're watching this video, maybe because you've seen my ad in the Trapper Post or online or in a different publication. I got a product that I'd like to tell you all about today. It's a product I've had around for a few years already. I keep refining it and making changes, and I kind of got it the way I want it now, and it's working really great for me. It's a very versatile device. What I'm talking about is the Muskrat Speed Stand. We originally came out with this product a few years ago, like I said, and it was just called the Muskrat Speed Stand. And now I'm calling my latest model the Universal Muskrat Speed Stand. And the reason I do that is because the device is so universal. You can use virtually any size trap on the device. You can also use different size poles or rods. I commonly like to use this here's a 1/2 inch conduit. It's got a 1/2 inch inside diameter, 11/16 outside diameter. And then I also use, you can use 1/2 inch, this is just a fiberglass rod or 3/8 fiberglass rod. So, anyway, what the product looks like is this here. Show you here. This was the original model here. And this here is the current model. You can see it looks quite a bit different. Like I said, it has 3 different holes here to go on 3 different sizes of rod. The original version, mainly we just used 1.5 coil springs on there, and even certain different models of coil springs wouldn't work on this design because the prongs were too wide or too far apart or whatever the case may be. So anyway, that's why I come up with this design. And the beauty of this design is that it's totally adjustable. These prongs can be easily adjusted in or out to fit different sizes traps. I can set like a number 1 coil spring up to like a number 3 coil spring. Possibly even bigger. I mean, you typically wouldn't want to go bigger than a number 3 anyway, because I typically use these for trapping muskrat. It does have other applications. I mean, I've caught mink, raccoons, beaver, other various species on this. But anyway, just to give you a short little demo on how it works. When I'm trapping muskrats, I like to get out as many traps as I can, as quick as I can. Obviously, this is an open water setup. I like to just drive section lines or drive roads. We got a lot of sloughs here in southeast North Dakota, so they work really well here. We got there's a road down virtually every section line. So you can just drive the roads and section lines, and I like to just get out and grab my rod, grab a stand, and grab my trap. One other thing I wanted to show you too with using these stands, I got another bait holder, trap holder device here too that go along with my stands. I know there's other bait clips on the market. Mine are really unique for a couple different reasons. I like to put a clip below the trap and a clip above the trap. So what I do is on the bottom, first when I get my setup, I put my bottom clip on, and this is actually going to be my trap holder or my chain holder. And then I'll put my stand on. And then next I'll put my top clip on. Okay, so now the top clip, obviously that's my bait holder. The bottom clip, I'll show you how that works. Because the problem I've had in the past with different stands, it's kind of like, where do you anchor your trap at? That can be a problem. So this is just a Bridger 1.5 coil spring. Like I said, Victors, Dukes, Sleepy Creek, whatever, all different types of traps will fit on this stand. Also, another nice thing about this stand is the fact that it's the prongs are tapered to a point. So even if there's like a very narrow opening between the levers and the base plate, you can wedge it in there. I know the Victor coil springs were problematic on our original stand because they just wouldn't. There's not much space between like the lever here and the base plate. So anyway, the way I set it up is just set my trap here. And then, like I said, just that notch between the levers and the base plate, that just slides right onto the prongs here. And as you slide it on, now here you see this spread between the prongs is a little bit narrower than I would like. So I'm just going to take the stand, just slightly bend them out a little bit. Now my trap will slide right on there. And it kind of actually wedges on there, being that those prongs are tapered. And it's real steady on there, real solid. So anyway, the bottom clip here, this is kind of like a keychain, is the best way to explain it. And you don't need like a quick link or anything. You can just take your swivel or just take a part of your chain, whatever, and that'll just pop right on there. It's really quick and easy off and on. And when you put that on there, it's not going nowhere. Like I said, I've caught coon and beaver and bigger critters. And when the animal gets caught, of course, trap comes off, and that's solid on there. It's not going nowhere. Okay, so that's how that works. So then, that's where I anchor my trap. And then up here on the top, this is my bait clip. But this is kind of unique too. Not only is it for bait, but it's also for my scent. And I designed the size of this little keychain clip thing here to fit a pill bottle. So what I do, this here is a brand new pill bottle. But what I do is I'll drill a hole in the bottom of this bottle, and I might have one here. Yes, I do. This one I've been using for a while. I drill a hole about that big in the bottom of the bottle, and then on the inside of the bottle I'll have just a little piece of sponge here, and I'll soak that or saturate that with muskrat lure, put it in the bottle, and then the lure bottle goes right here. Now that does a couple different things. You know, it's that's letting out a lot of scent. So say for some reason our bait gets stolen off the prongs, and I'll usually use apple or carrot for bait. You can use one or both. Sometimes I'll put a piece of apple here and a piece of carrot there, have my scent here. But for some reason, say maybe a bird comes along or something, pulls the bait, or the wind knocks it off, you still got scent here. So even if your bait's gone, you still have an opportunity to catch an animal because he's going to come to that scent. Okay, so I like to have my trap. I typically, like I said, this setup is typically for muskrat. And everybody asks, well, how far from the bait or the bottle to the trap? I usually like to go like at least 6 inches, because I want, like, say a muskrat comes up, I want to actually be able have to work a little bit to get up to the bait or the lure. You know, a muskrat's not a very big critter, and I do have actually trail cam footage of a muskrat coming up, stepping right here on the stand. I mean, this isn't typical, but it can happen. And he's comes up here, stands right here on this lever, and grabs the bait and is gone. But you know, typically most rats are going to step on the pan because that's the biggest, easiest spot for them to step on. But I found when they are stepping on the lever, and they got to climb up. I've actually seen them almost climb. They'll grab with their front feet and climb up to get the bait. And typically when that happens, that other second foot's going to go on the pan and you're going to have them. So that's why I don't like it too close to the trap, to make it just easier for them to be able to get the bait off without getting caught. So that's how that works. And like I said, prongs are adjustable. You can use this on different size traps by just adjusting the prongs in or out. Okay. Another thing I like about this holder, which most of the trap holders on the market that I know of right now, you can't use a long spring trap on it. This one I developed also for fitting long spring traps. So I got a long spring here. It's like, I don't know, like a 1.5 or something. Don't matter what size it is, because whether it's bigger or smaller, you just adjust the prongs appropriately to fit the trap. Now when I use a long spring trap, show you how I do this. I set the trap. Now on these ones, I set the trap this way, and actually this part of the base plate right here will go in this little notch, kind of wedge right in there. And I'll bend one prong to go under the long spring here, and the other prong will actually set underneath this jaw like that. So let me adjust my holder. You gotta spread it quite a ways apart for this type of setup. This one could be bent out just a little bit more. So there you go. Got one prong going through the spring on the side, and that part there wedges back here in that notch. And then this prong that actually rests on the trap jaw on this side. And I've used these quite a bit, these long spring traps here for muskrat, and I had good success with them. Just as good as using coil springs. And it's wedged on there pretty good. I mean, it doesn't move around. I've had it on bigger water and windy days, and it's still there, you know, until it catches a muskrat. It don't fall off. So that's why I named it the Universal Muskrat Speed Stand, because universal to a lot of different traps, and also universal to different size rod. So that's pretty much all I got to say about this. It's just I just wanted to give a short little quick demo just to explain how the device works. Obviously it wedges on there with the weight of the trap, easily adjustable. Everything's adjustable up and down really quick for different depths of water. You know, if the water is in the spring or fall, if the water is fluctuating up and down, it just takes a few seconds to adjust your trap up or down, or your bait holders or trap anchoring clip up or down. As far as setting these in the water too, I like to have just a little skim of water over the trap. I found that if the trap's above the water, for some reason they don't want to step on it. And of course if you get it too deep, then it's too easy for them to swim over the trap without getting caught. So I just like a nice little skim of water over the trap. Okay, so that's the Muskrat Speed Stand. I had one other product here that I had in my ad here also that you might have seen that I wanted to just explain real quickly. This here is our conibear holder. It's a 110 conibear holder. It's just a simple little device, real simple, real small. So I'll set my conibear here and show you how this works. Okay, so this here I like to set on the bottom of the conibear, like that. And then I use 3/8 rod for these. These are just designed for 3/8 rod. And then I'll run this on here, and this will go down. This will just kind of wedge on just like the other Muskrat Speed Stand does. And then the spring here, I put the spring like that. And this is adjustable up and down, so whether you're setting right in a run, right on the ground, or if you're setting like along a bridge abutment or somewhere where you want it on the water to catch something swimming through, or even for damage control, like say you got to go through something in a wall of a building where a mink or something's going through, you know, you can adjust this to any height. So what I do is, for example, if I'm trapping like a muskrat run, you know, of course you want it down, you know, low. So I would, obviously I can only go so deep here, but get it to the height I want, and then I just wedge the trap like that on the rock. It just makes it super steady. And just stick that right in the run. And there you go. Take, you don't need any other sticks or stakes or anything. That's all you need. So those are the two new products that I'm offering right now. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My phone number is 701-640-0103. You can also, if you'd like to look at the product more or go online and place an order, I do have a website. It's joellyonsenterprises.com. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you at a convention somewhere.